Apart from Shuma Auto Parts, they are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, air con filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960 747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The happy world of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM main news, the headlines. Government launches the Constituency Development Fund, the CDF communication strategy. Tourism encourages Livingstone residents and visitors to make use. The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has launched the Constituency Development Fund, CDF communication strategy, and the branding guidelines, as well as the CDF information dashboard. The context of the documents launched arises from the increased Constituency Development Fund and to address the challenge of information and communication gaps. The ministry has noted that despite more CDF projects being implemented, visibility of such projects has been an issue which will be sorted by the communication strategy and the branding guidelines. Speaking during the launch, Local Government and Rural Development Minister Gary Nkombo said that the document is a demonstration of government commitment of ensuring that citizens are not only informed, but also participate in national development.
That the task ahead of us is not only it's not a small one, it's a big task. And we have to continuously prod each other, to push one another, to make sure that we achieve the intended objective for the future of our children and those who are coming after us to this right. There's so much that can be said. We accept the use of the suggestion box. Where you think we can do better, please come forth. It is pointless sometimes to sit on a laurel and simply criticize without giving your input as an alternative way of doing things.
President Obama has received and accepted letters of credence from the new ambassador of Zambia, Miss Elizabeth Sodergaard Krohn. The head of state notes that Zambia and Denmark have enjoyed warm bilateral relations since before the nation's independence, thanks to Denmark's support for the freedom struggle and economic development. The head of state has appreciated Denmark's contributions to various areas of the economy and the strengthening of their relations, which are built on two key pillars: economic diplomacy and peace and security. The president has expressed gratitude to His Majesty King Frederick for deploying the new ambassador to Zambia and looks forward to the embassy being domiciled in the country.
On the platform of this peace, security, stability, we can foster economic and social development. Very simple. And therein lies, I think, the basis of our partnership. So we can grow it, we can invest together, we can share technology together, we can people-to-people relations. We can also, indeed, work together in our multilateral responsibilities. We want to congratulate you and your country for that position you have taken at the UN, the Security Council. And I think Zambia supported your candidature. We're very proud of that.
Tourism Minister Rodney Skumba has encouraged the residents of Livingstone and visitors to make use of the Dry Manzi Resort place along the banks of the Zambezi River, which has all necessary facilities, unlike the other place called No Man's Land. The minister has dismissed assertions that the said area has been sold off, saying much as it is appreciated that it has one of the best viewing points, just like the Dry Manzi next to it, is not safe for use due to its location, which is primarily a blind spot in terms of traffic. He further said the place does not have the necessary required facilities that qualified to host visitors. The minister said that the designated resort area, the Dry Manzi, is one such facility that residents and visitors can freely access and have the best moment of picnic they can afford. Mr. Skumba was responding to some complaints posted on various social media platforms alleging that government has sealed off access to the area next to the designated Dry Manzi resort. The minister said his ministry has no desire to sell any piece of land in the area as it is part of the Musotunya National Park, adding that the Department of National Parks and Wildlife is fully in charge of the area in question. This is contained in a statement issued by Ministry Public Relations Officer Natalie Mashikolo. In the second quarter of 2024, the Zambia Airports Corporation Limited, ZACL, served 569,658 general passengers across its network of airports, a 15% increase from the 494,110 passengers recorded in the same quarter of 2023. ZACL Communications and Brand Manager Mwembe Skaulu says international passenger traffic rebounded by 117% in terms of a pre-COVID-19 recovery and recorded a year-on-year growth of 17% when compared to the same period last year. She says that domestic passengers recovered by 146%, with all airports surpassing pre-COVID-19 levels and recorded a year-on-year growth of 11%. Ms. Kaulu says that the notable increase in international passenger numbers is attributed to Zambia hosting a range of high-profile international events, such as the Extraordinary Summit of the Organ Troika, the Extraordinary Meeting of the Interstate Defense and Security Subcommittee, the Land-Linked Zambia Conference and Exhibition, Aviation Week Africa, the African Land Forces Summit, the CASA 2024 Heads of State Summit.
Domestic passengers recovered by 146%, with all airports surpassing pre-COVID-19 levels and recorded a year-on-year growth of 11%. Also in the same quarter, ZACL airports processed a total of 5,124 tons of cargo and mail, a 23% increase from the 4,166 tons recorded in 2023. This volume surpassed the 2019 level of 5,110 tons, achieving a recovery rate of 100.3%.
In other news trending this evening, visiting Canadian Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Robert Oliphant, has assured of support to Zambia towards the mitigation of the drought situation the country is facing. The Center for Peace Research and Advocacy, CPRA, has expressed a deep concern over the alarming rise in criminal activities across Zambia. Up next, business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In business news, Finance and National Planning Minister Stumbeko Msokotwani has urged the private sector to continue on the trajectory of growth and higher productivity. The minister is optimistic that drought-related turbulences such as the energy deficit and food security challenges will narrow down next year. He has appealed for investments in the energy sector to complement the ongoing efforts by the government in energy sources diversification. And a commercial bank operating in Zambia has hailed the progress in a restructuring at the date and has attributed the elevated investor confidence in the economy to the positive milestones achieved with both official and private creditors. EcoBank Managing Director Aina Mo has congratulated the government for the progress made in debt restructuring. This was when she called on Dr. Msokotwani at his office today. Ms. Mo observed that the progress made by Zambia in debt restructuring has elevated the international interest in the economy and boosted investor confidence in the local market. And the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In foreign news, Nigerian police are investigating the death of a Nigerian transgender TikToker known as Abuja Area Mama. The beaten and bruised body of a 33-year-old transgender woman was found along a highway in the capital Abuja on Thursday, local media report. Abuja Area Mama had a loyal fan base on social media where she posted about being transgender and her life as a sex worker. She never used her full name, referring to herself sometimes as Ifenyi. Nigeria is a deeply conservative society, and people who step outside the norms are often targeted. Last year, the TikToker told of how she had been attacked and feared for her life. Here's a roundup from the BBC for other world news stories.
Main opposition party has relaunched itself with a new leader and name 2 days after it was disbanded by the country's top court for campaigning to reform laws which ban defaming the monarchy. The Constitutional Court in Bangkok voted unanimously to dissolve its predecessor, move forward, and ban its senior figures from politics for 10 years. The party came top in last year's general election, but it was barred from government by the unelected Senate. Its former leader, Peter Limjaroenrat, told the BBC that questions need to be asked about the country's governance.
In sports news, FAS President Andrew Kamanga Friday afternoon visited Mufulira to lay wreaths on the grave site of former coach Samuel Zumu Ndlovu. Kamanga's visit at Chatulinga Cemetery was part of activities building up to the 2024-2025 Carrying Black Label Samuel Zumu Ndlovu Charity Shield between Red Arrows and Kawe Warriors set for Levi Mwanawasa Stadium on Saturday. He was accompanied by his vice, Justin Mumba, General Secretary Ruben Kamanga, and Zambian Premier League chairperson Kefas Katongo to the cemetery, where they met Ndlovu's family, Frederick Kashimoto, Abraham Nkole, and Mufulira Wanderers officials led by President George Katongo. Here now is the weather report. Stay tuned.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Northwestern, Western, Southern, Lusaka, Central, Eastern, Muchinga, Northern Wapula, and Copperbelt provinces. The evening will have clear skies and mild to cool. Ends the weather report.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
That item brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, a look at the headlines again.